G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Hallelujah, Supercoach is finally out for gold members only. Unfortunately, if you haven't subscribed, you may have to if you want to create a team. But I have one and I've gone through it in a lot of depth and I'm pretty keen to go through it with you guys. So not mucking around, let's get straight into it. So D1, my man here is Caleb Daniel. He just looks like a must-have, I think. He's got great disposal. He takes all the kick-outs. He's consistent. He's always scoring 25 touches a game kind of thing. He's very inconspicuous. He flies under the radar a little bit. Doesn't cop much attention from other players. Rarely gets a tag, and I do like that about him. A bit expensive. I didn't think I had to pay that much for him, but nevertheless, I'm locking him in. I'm really happy with his form. James Sicily. The reason I've got James Sicily in and not Houston is I think we're a little bit more safer with him. Clarko's always throwing him forward, which is really annoying for us Supercoach lovers, but I think with Patton in the team, if he can get regular games, Sicily will be in the back line all the time, and that's where he's comfortably scoring well. And, he's always going to get you over 90 when he's in the back line, and you got to love that about him. So wrapped with that pick so far. Could change, but that's what I'm going with at the moment. Sam Doherty, that'll be a lot of people's D2s, D3s. I think he's a must-have personally. 436k. How can you go wrong with that? If he's fit, I could just secure him a lock, really. No way he's going to get to his 2017 form, where he's averaging 115 points. We're dreaming, but let's hope that he is durable and a lock. Hopefully a keeper. Hayden Young, my first rookie in defence. I really love him for 180k. I predicted him as pick number 3 in this year's draft, as people will know from watching my previous videos. So I thought he'd be around 200k. I'm happy to have to pay that extra 20k for him. His kicking is absolutely elite. I think he's got great job security at Fremantle off that half-back wing area. He'll get heaps of it and he'll use it extremely well, and that's great for Supercoach. Take a lot of contested intercept marks, so he's the perfect Supercoach defender. If you don't have him and you're struggling for rookies, I'd definitely recommend getting this bloke in. He's a jet. Trent Bianco, the Oakley Chargers captain of this year. Really love this bloke. Huge slider in the draft. He goes hard, contested possessions. That's his style. I think he might get a game early. I'm not quite sure. He's there for now. Team will change depending on who gets named round 1. But wrapped with that pick. We got Will Gould, who definitely looks like a great option. Once again, another massive slider. 117k, we love it. He'll get games early for Sydney, no doubt about that. With Longmire flipping around the magnets and testing out players' job securities, he should get a role in that lineup. We got Josh Worrell. Once again, another slider. These 170k players who I picked that would go up really high in the draft who didn't. That suits us in Supercoach. We like that. He'll have a great role in centre half back with those back of the flight contested marking and stuff like that. He can fill Daniel Talia's role as well. So definitely got a good role to fit in Adelaide. They should go ahead and name him round 1, you'd suspect. And we got Trent Rivers, who is a great ball user for the Ds, and rumour has it that he will play early, but we're just going to have to wait and see on that. Now in the midfield, we got McRae. He is a lock. I'm not messing around with him. I love the bloke. He is always going to be in my team. Josh Kelly, it was a toss-up between he and Fife. Fife, maybe just a bit expensive, never plays a full season, so, I'm kind of crossing my fingers that he gets injured, gets a really high break-even and leaks cash. That's when I'll get him. But Josh Kelly, rumour has it that he is having a full preseason, and if he can have a full preseason for the first time and be fit and play a full 22 games, I will be securely picking him. I'm wrapped with the player. He is definitely one of the highly rated midfielders of the competition. Pat Cripps, he's just a general lock, 635k. How could you go wrong? He is an absolute gun. I won't be changing him anytime soon. And same with Josh Dunkley, 632k. Love it. Contested ball win, freak. He and Cripps are going to get heaps of points together in Supercoach. And now we got my first smoky for the team, my first pod that I'm going to be rolling with. Jared Lyons. Blokes will be like, what are you doing? Who is this bloke? Now, bear with me here. Now, just going to put this up on the screen here. Now, as you can see, he has played 5 games, scoring over 130 after the buys. He is a gun. Now, the reason he scores so well is mostly because when Lachie Neale isn't copping a tag, Dane Zorko is. It usually goes vice versa. And Jared Lyons, he is quite comfortably getting 25 to 30 touches a game and kicking 1 to 2 goals. He's a great user of it by foot. And he's really creative, and I do like that about him. I think he's got a great role for the Lions. One thing I will sort of say about him that worries me is, will Cam Ellis-Yolman steal his points and share a role? I hope not. But yeah, so far, I just love this pick. He could be an absolute gun, an absolute steal. Matty Rowell, you look on the Supercoach Facebook page, he is in over 75% of teams. So, yeah, it's just common sense starting him at the moment. Should be a gun. Sam Flanders, a bit expensive, I think, but, rookies are really tough at the moment. I'm not really sure who to go with. So I've just got him for now. I've got some cash in the bank to flirt around with likewise. But, yeah, he can go forward as well. He's versatile, and that's what I like about him. If I can start him round 1 and have him playing, he can be that sort of Toby Green player that I sort of wished for. And, yeah, should be a gun. Marlene Pickett, 1 game, 1 grand final, 2 grand finals, 1 week. VFL grand final, he won the best on ground medal, I'm not really sure what that's called, and he nearly won the North Smith medal in the grand final, let's be honest. If it wasn't for Dusty, he's a gun, because he hasn't played an AFL game. I kind of thought he'd be cheaper than this, but nonetheless, just pick him in your team. He should play. Another crowd favourite, not Brisbane, Richmond, sorry. And yeah, he is a gun. On the rookies, we've got Devon Robertson. What a slider this bloke was. First pick of the second round of the draft. Brisbane Lions really tried to get him in. Probably got questionable job security for them. Ripping into him a little bit for being a little bit of a sook on draft night for sliding a bit and all that. I'm going to mention that he was the highest disposal getter in the Under-18s Championships, overtaking Sam Walsh's previous record of 28 touches per game. Robertson has 30. He's a gun. Contested possessions. Probably needs to clean up his disposal a bit. But, yeah, he has a really high ceiling. He has a really high ceiling, and I'm pretty sure he should play early. I like him for that price and should be a good steal. And, yeah, I really do rate Robertson. He's a gun player, gun leader, and could be a really good player in the future. Jay Rantel, this bloke won the 2-kilometre time trial for Collingwood in the first week of being there. And what a statement that is, if there is any. He is a superb athlete. If he's able to do that, he's able to run out a full game. I don't think he'll play early, but that is just a great start to the young bloke's career. And hopefully he does get named within the first few weeks. Finn McGuinness, father-son player. Hawthorn rate him highly. He is meant to get early games. That's all I sort of know about him. Grundy and Gawn, very vanilla, I know, but we shouldn't really be mucking around with the rucks. They have the highest averaging score of 2019. Let's just lock them both in. I'm happy to pay up. I'm happy to pay $700,000 for both of these blokes in my side. I think it's worth it. I'd rather spend money here than elsewhere. Forward line, Lachie Whitfield. Isn't he just a must-have for F1 in Supercoach 2020? Looks to be a really great option. Does have a bit of an ankle niggle, limiting his preseason, but yeah, if he can just keep up his good work and get going, I think he's a lock. Dustin Martin, bagged him out a little bit in one of my previous videos. said I wouldn't pick him. That was if he was a midfielder. He has forward status, and forward line's really difficult to pick next year. So I think I'm just going to be safe and go with him. It's a bit boring, but until I find someone else who could be a better option, I might pick likewise. I really like Michael Walters. He looks to be a really great option, but 547k. I just don't think I want to spend that much money on a bloke who is notorious for getting reported and injured. Not worth it. I'd rather take the punt on the next bloke I'm going to talk about in Jack Stephen, who is pretty similar. Does have a bit of injury history and a bit of mental health issues, but I did read something today on the internet that he is loving it over at Geelong. The boys love him. He's getting around it. He seems to be a lot happier. And he wants to enhance his footy even higher than he was at the Saints when he was playing really good, which I think is pretty ludicrous considering the bloke won 4 best and fairest for them. So if that doesn't say I'll pick you up for 360k, I don't know what will. I'm going to lock him in at this stage unless something else changes. Devin Smith, tackling machine, underpriced. What can I say? As an Essendon supporter, I love the bloke and I'm going to pick him unless anything else changes. Corey Waitman, linked up to the Bulldogs. He was always going to go to them. Unfortunately, he won't play probably any midfield whatsoever, but he is explosive. He can kick a goal and, got a high ceiling. Probably play up the ground a little bit on the wings, half forward as well. So might get a bit of the pill, but we're just going to have to wait and see on that one. Isaac Rankin, pick number 3 of 2018's draft. He is a huge slider in Supercoach. Had to pay 190k for him last year. Hasn't played a game yet, I don't think. So, that's really cheap for him. Being injured, but highly rated. Should be a really good mature age rookie, if I can say that. And same with Max King, who is a key forward. The twin brother of Ben King, who had a cracking first year. So for that, I like it at that price. Should get a game if he's over his knee injuries, which I'm pretty sure. Knee, ACL, something like that. And then we got Cam Tahini, who is centre-half forward and should get games for Geelong, which I also read in an article yesterday on the draft. So yeah, that's basically all I've got for this video. Bit lengthy, 12 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it up here. Keen as for Supercoach, this is probably the structure I'm going to roll with. So yeah, get a little bit of an insight of the blokes I'm going to be picking. And yeah, plenty more content to come, guys. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.